All right, welcome to Chapter 7, Inferences, practice tutorial. So again, just a quick reminder that inferences are logical guesses or logical conclusions based upon the information provided for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of practice exercises. And so as you recall from the notes, you'll be given on the exams and on the practice assignments, you'll be given either short a few sentences, a paragraph, or multiple paragraphs, and then you will have to make a logical inference based upon the information that they give you. So looking here, it says fast foods tend to be high in calories and saturated fat. People who eat a lot of fast food are at greater risk of obesity. They are also more likely to develop diabetes. So based on this, again, you're going to look at what our topic is. And our topic is fast food. So let's look at the logical inferences that they provide for you, and we have to choose one. It says A, consumption of fast food is linked to health problems. People who eat fast foods become obese, or all fats are harmful. So right off the bat, let's eliminate one. And we know it's not all fats are harmful. And the reason for that is, again, we're not just talking about fats in general. And we know if you read a science book or anything, there are differences between good fats and bad fats. So we know we can't say all fats are harmful. So right away, we have to get rid of C. Because our topic is about fast food. And so what are they trying to say about fast food? Well, if we look at B, people who eat fast foods become obese. Not all people who eat fast food become obese. They just say you're at a greater risk for obesity. And that second sentence there. So our only logical inference is going to be A. So consumption of fast food is linked to health problems. And again, those health problems, and we can double check, those health problems are obesity and diabetes. So continuing. We have here, whenever my area has a storm with high winds, many residents lose electric power. Swaying branches and fallen trees bring electric cables down. A growing number of residents are demanding that more of the area's electric cables be placed underground. So, based on this, some of the area's electric cables are already underground. B, underground cables are less expensive than above ground cables. Or C, storms with high winds occur almost daily in the area. Well, based off this, well, we know the topic is about cables. And so right away we have to eliminate one. And we're going to eliminate choice B. And the reason for that is that it says underground cables are less expensive than above ground cables. We don't know. In this paragraph, it mentions nothing about how much the cost is for underground cables to above ground cables. So we right away have to eliminate that. So it's between A and C. Well, if we look at C, storms with high winds occur almost daily in the area. We don't know that because he or she introduces it whenever my area has storm with high winds. Whenever, not saying almost every day. So we don't know if it's an occurrence on a regular basis. It just says whenever. So right away there. And then if we look at A, and it says some, and then in the third sentence here, it says a growing number of residents are demanding that more of the area's electric cables be placed in the ground. So it's demanding more of them. So right there, we know that, okay, they already have some underground. So correct answer, most likely A. Continuing. And again, you just have to get in the habit of just asking yourself this. Now, number 3 is a little tricky. And number 3 here, people who watch much TV violence when they're children are more likely to be aggressive with their adults. For example, they're more likely to physically abuse a spouse. So based off this, we know it's about TV violence. It's about violence, really, and abuse. So we know we have to eliminate one of the choices. So A says children who watch lots of TV violence become violent adults. B, TV has no serious effects on most people's behavior. Or C, too much TV violence can lead to real violence. So our correct answer here, we have to first eliminate one. And we have to eliminate B, because it says TV has no serious effects on most people's behavior. The fact that it says has no serious effects, But they're saying here in this paragraph that there are some effects. So right away we have to get rid of that because it says has no serious effects, because again, they're talking about some serious effects like abuse. So between A and C, we have to choose. So A says children who watch lots of TV violence become violent adults. Well, they say they're more likely to. C, too much TV violence can lead to real violence. Well, it could. Well, let's see. A or C, which one would we choose? And most will choose, most likely, C. Let's see if we're correct. And we are. Too much TV violence can lead to real violence. And they're saying it can. It possibly can. And this is why we don't choose A, children who watch lots of TV violence become violent adults, because it's not an expectation. They're more likely to, but it doesn't demand that it will. So you have to watch those words. All right, last one, everybody. In the Emancipation Proclamation, Abraham Lincoln declared that all people held as slaves in Confederate regions of the United States would become free as of January 1st, 1863. In reality, however, most slaves remained in bondage until the end of the Civil War in 1865. So, on here, we have A, President Lincoln didn't care about ending slavery. B, the defeat of the Confederate States forced slaveholders to free their slaves. Or C, the Emancipation Proclamation angered people in the North and South. Well, we have to eliminate one of them. And so on here, if we eliminate C, the Emancipation Proclamation angered people in the North and South. So just again, this is a practice of you have to stick with the information that they give you in this paragraph. And so we have to eliminate C because it mentions nothing about the North and the South people being angry. So right away we have to eliminate that because our pure focus on here is about the Emancipation Proclamation and Abraham Lincoln. So if we look at A now, President Lincoln didn't care about ending slavery. Didn't care. Well, if he didn't care, then he wouldn't have declared that all people held as slaves in the Confederate regions, that they would be free. So he didn't care about ending slavery, but he does. So we have to eliminate A because that's a contrast. So the only logical inference here, the logical, is B. The defeat of the Confederate States forced slaveholders to free their slaves. All right. So I hope this helped you with inferences and a practice in trying to come to the right conclusion. So again, you just have to look at the information that they give you and that they provide you, and you're staying within that scope. Don't try not to look beyond that and trick yourself about it. All right. So until next time, this is the end for Chapter 7, Inference. Thank you.